Hey, what's up, guys? SCChirp here. I'm sure you guys already heard, but a couple days ago it was actually announced that Blizzard's Titan MMO has been totally reset, scrapped, and pushed back to 2016. Um, like I said, it was announced a few days ago, but so today what I'm going to talk about is like actually what that means for you. But before I get to exactly why it was scrapped and what it means to you, I'm going to go over Titan a little bit in case some of you guys don't know anything about the game. The game was originally announced, I think back in like 2009, 2010. There's some information that was leaked about the game, and so we've known about the game since then. But there's really not been any real information known about the game since then. There has been a few small, tiny leaks, but most everything that we know has just been speculation. Most of that speculation has came from people who have talked a lot about the game. A lot of these people run like websites where they discuss the game, but none of the information was actually known about the game. So what's ironic, or actually it's kind of funny, I mentioned these kinds of websites 2 days ago in my hype video. I talk about these websites that build lots of hypes for games and everything. So if you want to watch that video, I'm going to put it like somewhere in this area right here. You should be able to click on it. I'll put like an annotation. So if you want to go check it out, it'll be like right here. If not, that's cool, whatever. But that's basically Titan in a nutshell. We really don't know anything about it. Some people said it was going to be set in the future. Some people said that it was going to revolve around the Earth, and it was going to be about the history of the Earth, and we were going to be able to, like, I guess, time travel back to different points in Earth's history. But again, yeah, I think it was just all speculation. I've never read anything actually official about the game, other than, it's in existence, and that's it. Anyways, that's kind of Titan in a nutshell. And like I said, it was announced a few days ago that the game has actually been completely scrapped and totally reset and pushed back to like 2016. So the reason why that Blizzard said they did this is because they were looking at the game's progress, and they're just totally not happy with the way it's at right now. They didn't really release any details about what it was that they weren't happy with. However, I'm thinking probably the reason why is because if you look at how much MMOs have changed since like 2009, you have games like Guild Wars 2 with active dodging. Wildstar is going to have that as well. Graphics have changed and stuff a lot as well. I'm thinking that that's probably the reason why. They've probably looked at the game and they're comparing it to other new games that are coming out and thinking that they're going to need a lot more for their game. They could have been building a game that's very similar to World of Warcraft, using the same types of features and things like that. And maybe they decided that it just wasn't up to date enough, it wasn't new enough. Now, I would have been totally happy with a new World of Warcraft with like futuristic setting and better looking graphics. I mean, I would be totally okay with that. But anyways, I guess they have to make a lot of money off of it, so they decided to completely scrap it and reset. Now, that's just speculation as well. No one. They did say that they just weren't happy with it, but I'm not exactly sure what it was that they weren't happy with. So, like I said, they did completely scrap it and it's pushed back to 2016. Now, what does this mean for you as a gamer? What does it mean for the MMO market? Quite a bit of stuff, actually. Some good stuff, some bad stuff. The first bad thing is that because it got pushed back naturally, it sucks for us because we're going to have to wait that much longer for another MMO. Of course, we have Wildstar coming out. Elder Scrolls Online, ESO, is in development as well. Not really impressed with it so far, but anytime an MMO gets scrapped or pushed back, it sucks because we don't really get very many good MMOs. And if anyone knows how to make a good MMO, I would hope that it would be Blizzard because of how big and successful World of Warcraft is. You would think that they would know how to build a good game. But the same thing was said about Diablo 3, and a lot of people were let down with that game as well. So it being pushed back really just sucks because now we're going to have to wait even longer for another good game. Who knows if the game was going to be good, but again, I would kind of assume that it was going to be a good game. Another thing to consider about it being pushed back is now games like Wildstar that are currently like halfway through their beta process, if they wanted to, they could delay their game by a short time as well. And the reasons why they might want to do this could be if they wanted to work on their game more to polish it, it would give them a lot of extra time to do so. They could add additional raid content. They could just polish up things to make it overall feel better, a more complete game. They could work on fine tuning, like tweaking, like class balance, PvP balance, things like that. And it would certainly allow them to do so. Now, I don't think that they'll actually do that because it would still be more in their favor to get the game out early and start building their player base now, so that when Titan comes out, they have a nice, rock solid, strong player base to compete against Titan with. So I don't think that they'll actually do that. I think they should still release the game as soon as it's ready to go. But if they do decide to do that, I'm still okay with them doing that, because as long as they're doing it for the right reasons. If they're adding more in-game content, that's great, because that's one thing that most new games lack, is in-game content. Rift is like the only exception. They have tons of in-game content to do. Other than Rift, most new MMOs just launch with either no in-game content or fully broken in-game content. So Titan could get pushed back as well, and that could be kind of good, kind of bad. It just really depends upon the reasons why they're doing it. But again, this is just my own speculation, so I'm not sure if they'll actually do that or not. Now, one actually funny thing about Titan being reset is some of you guys may know a guy named Jay Wilson. He worked on Diablo 3. A lot of the fault for Diablo 3 being such a fantastic game is that Jay Wilson was one of the head developers for it. So a lot of people put the blame on him, and apparently Blizzard kind of did as well, because they took him off Diablo 3 kind of as a demotion, and they moved him over to the Titan project. Now, what's funny about that, or what's funny about the whole situation, is when they announced that Diablo, or that the Titan MMO was going to be reset, they were taking most all of their developers off Titan and moving them either to the World of Warcraft expansion to work on, or just WoW in general. They're going to move them to StarCraft 2 to work there. They're going to move them to Diablo 3 to work on the new expansion, or maybe Hearthstone. And only a small group of people are going to stay at Titan. Well, what's really funny is that Jay Wilson got moved back to Diablo 3. So he's going to probably be working on the new, at least this is what I've heard, and he's going to be working on the new Diablo 3 expansion. So a lot of people are probably going to be upset about that, but either way, it's kind of, it is kind of funny that that it worked out that way. So again, that's pretty much all there is to report right now about Titan being moved back. Like I said, there are some pros and cons. Some people are going to be really upset about it. I'm okay with it if it means that they're going to be giving us a better game, because I can wait a long time for a really good game as long as it's truly good. And the same can be said for Wildstar. If they're going to push it back and delay it, I'm totally okay with that, as long as it means we're getting a much better game with way more content that can keep us busy for at least a year, or at least until they get their first expansion out. Most games, their player base quits before the first expansion comes out because of the lack of content. There's nothing to do. The PvP's broken. There's no ladder system, things like that. So again, I hope this video has been educational. I hope you've learned something, about the effects of this game being pushed back. So whenever you get news like this on a game, you have to think about how it's going to affect, the market, the game market, and also how it's going to affect you as a player and a gamer. Because, the more good games we have, the better. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys this time. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.